Alright, welcome pirate lovers. This is Jag here, and I hope you're having a great day. This is early tips and strategies for Count Noctilus with the Dread Fleet. Alright, the best strategies for and tips for Count Noctilus, Dread Fleet. I'm kind of just zoomed it in and just kept it at a load of turn 16. I've played a lot more than this. Well, these are just my tips and strategies for early game. Alright, you're going to start off in Galleon's Graveyard with Count Noctilus right about here and Calidor right about here. First tips you want is to raise the dead and then attack. He most likely is going to retreat, and then you can attack him again. It's an easy victory there. And that will be pretty much your first turn. And you'll want to set off. Stay in here the first time, and you can respawn units if possible. And then you want to go down here to the Knights of the Flame. They will own Sorcerer's Islands, Lashik, and Kafir. You want to initially attack here. You'll be able to, once land, raise the dead again and then attack. And I would recommend sacking it, and then you're going to be able to set a Pirate Cove that same turn, and then you're gonna have to sack it again to be able to get off the island for some reason. I don't know why, but that always happens like that. And then you're gonna want to move along, and a lot of times, especially from very hard to legendary campaigns, you're only gonna be able to get one of these two to take. Whatever one is too built up, don't worry about making it a Pirate Cove. A lot of times it'll be one or the other. And once you make those two, Calidor up here. This is what Calidor's banner looks like. They will own this, and they will send another fleet to attack. You'll see them coming down here, and you will also before that get a mission to be at war with somebody. Most of the time it's Archon the Black. And then you want to accept that once you can see him. Here is the quest mission. Show that real quick. For the gold harpoon is right there. You're going to want to wait on that till you have secured this province, or tried to secure. If Tyrion comes and owns this, Balthorion, they'll probably go to war with you. That's what Tyrion's about ready to do against me. I think we're at war now. No, we're not quite at war. Once you kill Calidor, don't be afraid to lose all this land. It's not important. But what is important is earlier on in the campaign you will get an option once you're sailing over here to get let me look at, you'll get a vampire, an option to get a vampire fleet captain or a gunnery right. You want to get a fleet captain because he will be able to go and actually make a pirate cove all by himself. See, in his army, he has one. Once you take this land, because sometimes an elven kingdom will be here that's at war with Lothlorien, and you can take that and actually boost your standing with them. But then sometimes it won't, this spot. And then the elves up here are going to start attacking, so it's okay if you lose the peninsula. It doesn't matter in the game, because this game is based on sailing around, making pirate coves, and building your armies up. Only spot you really need to keep is the galleon's graveyard. Now let's go into what you want to build first. I recommend getting a growth building first, and then once that is in place, move on to the barracks. You're going to easily get more zombie gunnery mob with handguns. You're going to keep being able to get them when you get to raise the dead, but it never really gives you zombie pirate deckhands with pole arms. They never get you really those when you raise the dead. So you want to build this. I recommend building this first. You don't really have a problem with Vampiric Corruption because no one ever really attacks your place, at least early game. Now pirate fleets, when they attack you, they will only come and attack if you're at war with them, or you're a low army in the sea. But once you're on land, they're not going to attack you unless you get up to these sea shanty verses, get past them. Then a green banner will be flying over it, and they will attack you at a port or on land. They will come and attack you. Alright. But once, back to over here, once you've taken one of these two, you want to sail by. Calador is going to have an army coming down, sailing, like I said. And you want to come over here, start sailing your guy over. You want to, like I said, be at war, do that bonus mission where you be at war with Archon the Black, and that will give you a plus 50% campaign movement. At the same time as you're coming across here, once you've found him and he's following you, you want to raise another army here and fill them with the deckhand mobs that you've had to replace what you're starting at with the zombie pirate deckhand mob. That will really help you, especially fighting against elves, because your monsters are going to have to do a lot of the work. And I also recommend, when you keep fighting, is bloated corpse are very great for taking out huge swarms of troops. Having one or two in your army when attacking is very nice. Using them right can just devastate a whole unit, especially if you want to use them at their cavalry, or if you get a big blob, they are perfect for you to take them out. But once you start sailing over here, and then you get this guy have about, I don't know, 6 to 8 deckhands, sail him over, and then you want to attack Calidor. But you want to have him about over here where you can attack Calidor, because then he won't give him time to rebuild another army, and you can immediately go right over. I recommend raising more dead and coming right over to Val's Anvil. And then once you take this, you can do your secondary army can do the treasure hunt, your first treasure hunt that you get, and you will get treasure from there. Most of the time I found that Calidor never has Calidor's Repose. It's usually either Tyrion's Lothlorien, or the guys that are up here. They're going to come down. Sometimes it's the guys up here. The elves. Sorry, the elves up here are going to take it. But just know that it's not the end of the world if you can't fight this, or don't spend a tremendous time trying to hold on to it, because you're going to make most of your money raiding and making ports. But I definitely recommend your first getting that vampire captain and coming over here to their capital. You are going to make a ton of money, but it's going to cost 5,000 gold to do that, and it's going to make it where he can't start another pirate cove for 10 turns. So I would recommend is once he's done, come over here to the island up here. This is a gold. They have gold on that place, so that's going to make a lot of money there. And I would recommend doing that next for your next pirate cove. But that's going to be a very wealthy places in here, a lot. I also recommend keeping him in your army while you take out Calidor. Once you go here and then come up here and take his spot there. And once that happens, and you can maybe get this and get the bonus of your quest mission by getting the whole peninsula, then sending him off, because it makes him a higher tier and harder to kill right off the bat. Sometimes if you send him out here, he can die from another lord attacking, another hero attacking. And if you do send him, don't send him through this land. Send him through here and come up the beachhead here, so he has less time and he can immediately take it. If you want to do that, I recommend keeping him in your army, because he does have some great buffs. Let's show him off. And you will get this. I renamed them, but Rich Blubberbutt, who is renamed, is not what his name is going to be. He is a great guy to have when you have him, but let's look at his stats. Doesn't look, I've just got him, but you want to replenish troops is very nice, but also at the same time you want to get unlock Spiteful Shot and then go directly to Dozens of the Deep. This will summon a unit of Rotting Prometheans. Those are great for summoning them on the backside of the line and just having them nail and wreak havoc on the other side of the lines. Very nice. And also you want to get establish the Pirate Cove action. It will eventually get up to minus 30% cost reduction, so that is a huge savings right there. So I would definitely first go with Spiteful Shot, get the Dozens of the Deep to help fight, and then help unlock. It'll take more time, but you at least can get up to 5, maybe rank 5, and get that. Because once you get to 30, that will be pretty significant savings by 30%. Not so much at 10%, but it still helps a lot. But you want to get this peninsula as fast as possible if you can to get the reward. But don't think it's the end of the world or try to just hold on to it with a tight fist and battle. Because the way you can make so much money is by going around making pirate coves. And the best thing about Noctilus is his ship. Let's open his ship up. He gets tier 5. I would recommend getting the heavy ballast. It's going to get a +4 crew growth. It's pretty nice. And then keep it going. But I definitely recommend getting the ship's hold so you can get animated husk and bloating corpses right off the bat, and then it will open you up to getting sirens, which are great. And you can get a Morgul Hunter. You get Rotting Prometheus, will be nice, and just Morguls. And after that, I would recommend going over to the deckhand spars and going up here, because it's really nice to be able to get zombie pirates and not have to keep sending them over, because you are going to lose them quite often because they're just holding the line, and these guys are going to be main killers in your monsters. Because this Morgul Hunter that you have in your army to start off with, he is going to be an absolute beast and get tons of kills. I find this guy you have to keep watching quite often because it's very easy for him to die and lose him early game. But once that goes, I would definitely recommend going cannons, because cannons range is big key for them. And then I would go, once you have those started going, I would definitely recommend either replenishment. Upkeep is huge once you can get that to 15%, plus the +8 corruption. But you have to save room for the special deck to get it up to the harpoon launcher, because that will set the end game. You have to have this. And Sylvania Battlements is pretty nice, giving your guys +10 armor and plus melee defense, because you want to be able to hold the line and let your monsters and your gunneries just wreak havoc in your monsters. You're not a very offensive. You can be if you go pretty expensive and go depth guard pole arms. They are pretty nice, but they're only 60 in there. So, and it's going to cost a lot more versus 160. So it's more than twice as much as you're getting right here than here. But these guys are going to absolutely wreak havoc. So having some in your army is going to be very nice going against top tier infantry. But for the most part, you're going to keep a lot of deckhands to hold the line, and just let your monsters and your cannons do a lot of the work. And also soon, once you get in the rights, well, this is treasure map. One thing is these, just a rabbit trail, these move around. These are actually ships. So if you're trying to find a certain ship that you pirate ship, you can locate them on here. They'll move around. This is where you have your pirate ships, well, your pirate maps. But here are your rights. This will be very nice once you get to rank 12. It will be fantastic, but it notice that it only lasts for 10 turns, and then it's also going to take 25. So out of the 15, you're going to have it for 10 turns of this 25, so you're going to have 15 turns without it repeatedly. But it is huge effect. It does so much damage. Monstrous impact. It is the biggest cannon in the game. It is ridiculously huge. It lowers the speed buff in charge of incoming units, plus also armor piercing, and it does flame attacks, so it is gonna decimate some units. And also treasure hunting. If you find these, just take the early bonus. Don't go and do the thing where you attack and you have to fight a battle. It's early game. It is very easy to lose the game, or lose your whole army, because you cannot back out of it. So I'll recommend big time to just take the initial bonus and keep moving. But definitely after you take Calidor out, because you definitely want to take them out, because they're very aggressive and they're going to keep coming after you and following you. So it's very nice to take them out. And then after you take this out, I would come down and move. A lot of times the dwarves will come and take copper and raid some more on the coast here, and then come up. I recommend maybe trying to make an outpost there, and then try to do some pirate coves over here. Maybe try to get in if you can. Send an army. Just keep making pirate coves as far as you can. I recommend also keeping 2 armies, a little one and a full stack with Count Noctilus, until you can upgrade better troops before they send them out all by themselves. Because pirate ships there's some pretty good pirates that have pretty nice, sweet units in their armies. So having that extra 10 to 8 troops until you can get another full stack, and eventually have a good enough armor late game to have them running by themselves and establishing pirate coves. But it is pretty easy to keep them in mid to late game to have 2 armies together somewhat, because it helps them establish pirate coves easier. You can attack bigger targets instead of just one little army. But I hope you guys, this is informative, and with the tips and strategies. Anything I missed, let me know in the tips and comments. If you like this video and you want to see more of them, give me a like, subscribe. Alright, this is J.A.G signing out. Peace.